Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Gizmo Joe. Today we're going to be taking a look at a really tiny portable charger. This thing right here. It's aptly called the PortaCharge because it is super portable and it charges your devices. And it kind of looks like a little submarine, which is cute and excellent. Anyway, what I really like about this guy is its form factor. Obviously, it's super small. Just to give you a size comparison, there's my phone, there's the charger. So obviously, very tiny. And, that's why you would buy this thing. I don't know about you, but, a lot of the portable chargers that are out there, they're these big brick things. They're basically the size of your phone. They're heavy. And they hold a lot of juice or whatever, but, they're just cumbersome to carry around. Sometimes you can't even bring them on planes and stuff. It's a real pain. So because, I tend to travel a lot, I like this guy. I like the idea of this little guy because he's super small. Now, a couple things. You'll notice that there's some ports up on the top. It's all magnetic, and as far as the form factor is concerned, again, it looks like a little submarine. We've got the little thing. You can even put it on your keys or whatever. There's a couple things about this guy that, I think could be better. But generally speaking, the entire package is look, I'd recommend it, but let's go through it and take a look. So obviously this is a plastic sort of construction, and it's just a battery. We've got a little button right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but basically it's kind of hard to press, but basically that little button, if I press it, it will show us how much charge is in this little battery. I don't know if you can see that LED. It's not very strong. I find it really difficult to tell sort of how much charge there is, but basically you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little LEDs here. So obviously if it was at 100%, all 4 would be, light up. 75% would be 3, 50% 2, 25% 1. Again, you press that little button back there to indicate how much charge is left in this thing. I find it really difficult to read. So that's a sort of con about this little guy. But again, it's something I can live with. It's not that big of a deal. If we take a look at some of the information of this little guy, I know you guys can't read that, but basically it tells us the capacity, and it's 2,600 milliamp hours. Now, most phones are probably around the 4,000 milliamp hour range, so basically this is going to give you about half a charge on your phone. Look, if you're somebody who really freaks out about having 100% or close to it at all times, then this guy might not be the best for you. Or if you're going to be, far away from an outlet for long periods of time, then this obviously is not going to do the job. You probably want something with a little bit more capacity. But this one here, if you just, need to give yourself a couple extra hours or whatever before you hit that power point, this will do it. So 2,600 milliamp hours is pretty good, in my opinion, for such a small package. Now, other than that, there's not that much else to it. Like I said, we've got these 2 magnetic ports up at the top. Basically, one is a charging port, and the other is your actual connector that you're going to use to connect your device. PortaCharge comes with a whole bunch of different connectors. So for iPhone, I think it's got a micro USB. I don't know who's using that anymore, but micro USB, and then obviously USB-C. So it comes with 3 different magnetic attachable sort of connectors, tips, and then it also has a magnetic charging port. Now, I don't particularly like the fact that it has a magnetic charging port because it basically means that if I lose this cable that the PortaCharge came with, then I'm kind of screwed. I would much rather have, just a standard USB slot here or whatever to actually charge this guy. But again, it's a minor sort of complaint. Anyway, let's take a look at the cable, how to charge it, how it works on the phone. Okay, so I've got a charger here ready to go, and this is the cable that kind of came with the PortaCharge. Now that's one of the tips. I'll get into that in just a second. I'll just put that off to the side. So this is the cable. It's solid, it's braided. It feels like the quality of the construction is excellent, and all the connector bits seem pretty solid. Anyway, braided cable, and it's got the little PortaCharge logo on it. And it's USB-A, so we're just going to plug that in here. I always get it the wrong way around. And it does have a nifty little blue LED here, which is handy, particularly at night if you're searching around for this. And as you can see, it's got that sort of magnetic connector. So it's just actually just going to hit right here. And the magnetic connection is pretty stiff. It's pretty stable. I mean, obviously, if you press it, it will come off. But, you know, when it's connected, it will sort of light up, again, these little LEDs, which I know you can't really see them. And again, I have a huge issue with that because, you know, I just feel like that's such an easy thing to accomplish. And I don't know how they got it so wrong, but it's really, really hard to see. But as you can see, or I hope you can see, when it's charging, it will flash, sort of this intermittent sort of flash there to let you know that it's charging. So obviously this guy doesn't have much of a charge, but hopefully it's got enough juice to sort of demonstrate the next bit. So obviously you leave this here, you charge it up. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the magnetic bit. I wish it just had a standard USB-C or something like that, because I just would rather have that instead of losing that cable and then having to hunt around for another way to charge this device. But anyway, like I said, this comes with 3 different tips. You've got your USB-C. There's one for an iPhone. I think it's a lightning connector or whatever they're using nowadays. I don't know. I don't use iPhones. Let me know in the comments. And then it's also got a micro USB, which is a nice touch because if you have an older device or just a device that doesn't have USB-C, at least you can still use this, like a tablet or something, I guess. But anyway, so obviously you've got your connector here, and this is one of the great things that I really like about this is the design and the form factor. So I don't need another, you know, cable to connect to this like most power banks, right? Most power banks, you'd have it here, you'd have to have a cable that runs from the power bank to your phone. It's all kind of messy and it necessitates you carrying around all this extra stuff. But what I do when I travel, I basically just take this and I chuck it straight into my bag. So I charge it up, chuck it in my bag, bring my phone. Then if I need an extra charge, I'm going just like this. And you can see it's charging. It's not fast charging or anything like that, but it is charging. And it just kind of hangs out on the bottom of my phone. Now, I will say the magnet is pretty strong, so you know I don't have any problems using this. You know, I could take a phone call with this thing connected to the bottom of my phone. So I think that that's a really excellent design feature. Obviously, I have a case on my phone and everything. It doesn't have an issue connecting. And like I said, it's pretty sturdy. So I could, you know, actually hold this. You know, this thing will swivel. No big problem there. I can use it like that. It will still charge. So, I mean, you know, when we are considering just sort of the design element of this particular portable charger, I am loving this because it's so convenient. It's so small. It doesn't take up any space. I mean, it takes up some space, obviously, but not a lot, right? Most of your power bricks are literally the size of your phone. They necessitate an extra cable, all that sort of stuff in order to charge your device. Not the PortaCharge. The PortaCharge is super handy to have if you are somebody who travels who may be away from a power point for an extended period of time. I really, really recommend this guy. That being said, I do have some issues. As I mentioned before, that LED is just too weak. I can't see it at all. And I really don't like the fact that I have to use this sort of like proprietary, you know, sort of like charging cable. I think that that's a, you know, mistake. If this just had a standard USB-C or something to charge this guy, I would be much happier. But generally speaking, you know, I think that this guy is definitely worth a buy. I'll leave a link in the description, so if you guys are interested in checking this out, you can definitely track one down. I got this while I was in the States. I haven't seen them available in Australia. I could be wrong, but I've only ever seen this in the States. I got it in the States, and I just think it's an excellent sort of design feature because it is unobtrusive. I can still use my phone. It's charging my phone, and you know, it's not the biggest capacity in the world, but it does the job. And so if you're after something that is super small and does the job, you know, check out the PortaCharge. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching. You know, as always, you know, hit the like button and the just subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. It really helps me out. And until next time, I will, you know, catch you later. This is Gizmo Joe signing off.